I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Yeah, let me go ahead and start this early. Okay, I'm gonna start this early because I got things to do. So I apologize if I'm starting this 2 hours early and people, you know. But anyway, the links it's in the description box on this YouTube. But let me begin. Right, one of the videos I did back during the Charlottesville thing when I talk about Heather Henyard. Now that video is on private. I might take that video off private, but yet here's some parallels with that. Well, I won't say no parallels. There's some similarities to this. Anytime when you stirred up problems, and it's always one of your own. I'm talking about the Caucasians, right? Um, white America, right? Um, Occasionally, y'all's hatred will claim your own. Now, what happened to Heather Henyard in Charlottesville, Virginia, in August of 2017? She was hit with a car by a white supremacist. Now, fast forward 8 years later, 10 years later, 9 years later, I guess. Well, well, anyway, fast forward to now. We're seeing the same thing. Now, the lady, the now deceased Renee Nicole Good, she was shot in the face, and she was denied medical care as she was having her last moments by her doctor neighbor. by ICE agents. Now, I saw the gruesome, but I will not show it on YouTube. In fact, I will not even put the links to that in my description box. I won't do that. Because what you see is now there are some videos out there showing the aftermath of the blood soak what you call it, airbag in a dashboard. But what if Renee Good was a black man or a black person? Because for all these past years, past 10, 15 years, we hear things like, oh, so-and-so got shot because he didn't come from a two-parent household. We didn't hear, well, so-and-so came from, should have came from a two-parent house, didn't have no father in the house because this person didn't know authority. Because there was no father in the house, there was no authority. They like to say this when black people get shot, especially when black boys get shot. They'll talk about the father, there's no father in the household. Especially by these black conservatives, these black MAGAs. You don't hear things as, well, it begins at home argument. I'm not here to disrespect Renee Good. No. I'm talking about you black conservatives who took this talk with y'all's white counterparts. And now since one of their own has faced the same fate as the young black men Trayvon and Oscar Grant and them, now though y'all ain't saying a word. Where's the it begins at home? Where's the there's no fathers in the household? Where's the you was raised in by a single mama? See, that's why I said the time for the black conservative is over with. These stupid ass arguments that's been raised. Where's all of that at? Where's all that smoke? Oh, so now a white woman got killed. Y'all silent. Because black people has pulled back, where's all that smoke? Now this lady does not deserve to get killed. She didn't deserve it. Nobody does not deserve that. But y'all coming here with y'all self-hatred, with those racial identity, no, scratch it, your racial self-hatred, your self-hate from the black manosphere and from the fucking ass black MAGA. Anytime when a black man gets killed or a black woman gets killed, we want to talk about, well, you know, man, she dated a Doug. Anytime a black woman get killed or hurt, it's always, oh, she ran with a Doug. That's why she got killed, man. She got hurt because she ran with a Doug. When a black boy get killed, you always talk about where the father at? Saying something stupid. If she was a black man, y'all, if Renee Good was a black man, y'all will be dragging her up and down YouTube. And that's why black conservatives need to be dragged up and out of the social conscious back to under the rocks that they come from. Especially you black MAGAs. With y'all's fake conservatism. Y'all fake reasons to be conservative. You're only conservative because you're not popular among other people of your own kind. That's why you are conservative. It's not because of the black women and no. You're awkward and you try to put your awkwardness onto everybody else. That's your problem. But let me sit there and do this real quick. Let me go ahead and do this real quick because, like I said on the, in the description box, let me go ahead and play this real quick.
Are going to do everything possible to get to the bottom of this, to get justice, and to make sure that there is an investigation that is conducted in full. But what we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead and that she was shot by ICE. We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it. They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
Yeah, and he's right. The mayor is right. If you saw the footage, the cop, one of the police officers got in front of the vehicle. Knowing the fact, though, she was trying to avoid him. He got himself right in front of it. And then the guy on the side of the vehicle shot the woman in the face. So it is bullshit. He's correct.
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. The first, of course, was to get the victim to the hospital and to get care as soon as possible. To the family, I'm
and then let me stop there. There is footage of them blocking medical aid. Now, am I going to show you that? No. No, I'm not going to show you the footage of that. Of them blocking aid. You know what? I might have to do that. I might have to do that. When they were blocking aid, after it's all, as she sat there dying, one of the doctors tried to rush over there and they blocked the ICE agents, block the doctor from rendering medical aid. I think I got the footage that in my description box though.
Deeply sorry. There's nothing that I can say right now that's going to make you or your relatives or the friends of the victim feel any better. There were, I believe, two Minneapolis police officers that responded and were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of ICE and federal officers that were there at the time. Having them there was only causing more chaos. Having them there was only making a difficult situation even more problematic, and one that, yes, they created themselves. There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now, and justice is what we've all got to get. Next, the message to our community. Look, we all know that the agenda of this Trump administration is to create chaos. Let us...
And I blame everybody who come in here with that Make America Great shit. I blame everybody who sit there try to say America first. No. Don't change your mind now. We told y'all this 2 years ago. You better find somebody else to vote for. Find somebody, find another Republican. Find you another conservative. Why you got to go back to that mud seal? See, Donald Trump only appeals to the mud seals, the poor white trailer park crowd. Yeah, I say it. That's the only thing he appeals to. I call it the Andrew Johnson effect, where the mud seals want to be like the rich part of white America. Now I know this sounds racial, but we gotta look at the patterns. And I was watching a video on Andrew Johnson's jealousy. Him want to be part of the club, but yet he want to do the same thing as what the club did. The white aristocracy of the South. And then Donald Trump fed into that same narrative. A lot of these so-called poor whites, these poverty-prone whites, gravitate towards MAGA and America First, and then they vote for this in hopes though, and then they do the same thing that saying to others that they claim that the establishment is doing to them. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Let's respond right now with our best. In Minneapolis and beyond, we can rise to the occasion. We can show them who we are. We can show them the kind of courage, bravery, love, and compassion that makes Minneapolis, Minneapolis, and that makes America, America. We are better than a bunch of ICE agents being deployed to cities around the country and ripping apart families and communities. We're better than that. And so we are going to meet that hate with love. We are going to meet that despair with hope. We are going to meet that injustice with constitutional justice ourselves. And we're going to make sure that in this very difficult moment, we do not take the bait that these ICE agents are trying to create and that the federal government, to be clear, wants.
Finally, somebody else says it. This is a bait. They're trying to bait people. Okay. He's right about this. There is a bait. They're trying to bait people to violence. And you know, they want riots. They want the another summer of love of 2020. So that the president, this current administration, could enforce more draconian measures and guidelines. That's what this is about. You know, the eroding of a federalized a federal republic. And it's kind of like what happened when the National Guard was sent into certain areas and people talk about, well, we did this and we did this, man, and it didn't work. And no, shut up. If you voted for Trump because of we need to protect our constitutional rights, but then turn right back around and favoring the National Guard to go into Chicago, going to Minneapolis, going into all these other cities because you quote unquote, yeah, I'm talking to two individuals when I'm saying this. There's two Trump supporters who I'm really talking this to. But you know what? Let me dial that back.
They want us to respond in a way that creates a military occupation in our city. They want an excuse to come in and let's not let them. Let's rise to this occasion. Let's show them something far more beautiful than the kind of division that they're trying to stoke.
Right. You know, let me talk about a historical thing, right? I know, you know, this whole Minneapolis thing was over Somalis, right? And there's somebody who I kicked off my channel. There's somebody who I blocked. Used to talk about Somalis. So I got rid of this person off my channel a couple weeks ago. For a different reason, but nonetheless, I got rid of her ass. When you know, this is the reason why I partially blame the new black media crowd, like your Tariq Nasheeds and your Jason Blacks, and Tim Black and Phil the Advice Show, the African Diaspora Channel, when they're talking about the FBA versus the tethered, the Pan-African thing. I partially blame them for some of this because they gave energy to things like this. Now, the whole reason why ICE is involved is partially because of the Somali issue. So let me talk about a historical reference. 1891, New Orleans. Yes, I'm going to repeat this again. 1891. I might do a video on this. So a lot of Ellis Island could no longer accept, I'm talking in New York, no longer accept Italians in Southern Europeans, Eastern Europeans to Ellis Island, to New York, New Jersey. So New Orleans was the alternative route for immigrants from from Europe to go to. So a lot of the Italians who was escaping persecution went to New Orleans for jobs. Actually, integrated into New Orleans society, working in the fish market, and those low wage jobs at the time. So the white population, the mud seals, the poor whites, was in competition. They was already in competition with the black population of New Orleans. So a third group, the Italians, moved in. It created tension. So when the police chief of New Orleans was gunned down, this is 1891. The former governor by the name of Nicholas put out this propaganda, same way like how Tariq Nasheed is doing, put out, oh, black man, who's stealing your jobs? The Italians. My young white Christian brothers, who's stealing your jobs? That Italians. So all these Negroes, these silly Negroes and these mud seals lynch a bunch of Italians in 1891. See, I'm a history student. I don't live in Louisiana. I'm a Texan, but I do know what happened in New Orleans, though. And it's the same pattern what's going on. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? Okay? What do I know? Stop believing what these demagogues are telling you. See, the problem is we're being grifted for the last 10, 15 years. We're being grifted by demagogues using our emotions across racial lines, and people are too slow not to get it. And I'm saying right now, that's why I'm very frustrated with some of these Afro-turf movements. Hold on, let me go in the chat room real quick. I'm ignoring the chat room. Forgive me. Lana Love said ICE needs to go. They're just doing stuff. They need to disband immediately. That's from Lana Love. Candy Cane. Shout out to Candy Cane on DJ Witch Dr. Channel last night. Candy Cane said, it's sad, but this was bound to happen. They shot into the car with kids in there. The people in the car were citizens. Right. Wait a minute. Isn't ICE supposed to be for immigration? Why is an American citizen was shot at? Why was an American citizen was being chased? She's not the target. You're supposed to be going after these illegals. Yeti Black. Let me help you out. You're missing the plot. And you know what? And that's all I'm going to tell you. You're missing the plot. Right. Phil is a novice and Phil is a fraud. Phil Scott, yes, I'm saying his name. Phil Scott is a fraud. Go to his African Diaspora channel, and then go to the Phil Scott Experience channel, then go to the Phil Avad Show's channel, then go to the or his other channel. He's being so contradictory. How can you be for pro FBA, blah blah blah, and at the same time you being Pan-African? That's why he's a fraud. How can you say, oh, we don't want France and Britain, the United States and Africa, but then you're welcoming in the white Russians? But aren't the Russians, for the most part, white? This is stupid. On these these so-called the new black. I'm sorry, that was my dog. Real quick, what he's barking at? Anyway, where was I at? Because the dog was barking. Man, like that kind of got me out of I forgot where I was at now because the dog was barking. Like, what the hell are you barking at? Anyway, yeah, about the new black media crowd. They are part of the problem. And I'm gonna say this: they are the ones that telling black people don't get involved. They're the one encourage people don't vote unless we get reparations. All that little nonsense. Yeah, drag eyes. Yeah. That. Thank you, Lana. Thank you. Yeah. So when ICE needs to be dragged. You're going after American citizens. You're shooting at American citizens now. And people told y'all this is going to happen. But I'm not going to. Let me move on to another thing right here. And move on to here right real quick. You know, put this in theater mode. Let me go to over here, right? Let me go over here. And let's play this real quick.
Breaking news this evening. Kristi Noem is now going to be facing impeachment, articles of impeachment, after the horrific shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota today, simply because this happened under her watch, because Kristi Noem has enabled the worst of what we have seen.
Do not stop at Kristi Noem. Do not stop at the Secretary of Homeland Security. Don't just stop there. Go after Pam Bundy, the Attorney General. Don't go after Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense. It's not the defense. It's not the Secretary of War. It's the Secretary of Defense. Yes, take them out. Okay, impeach all three of them. It's a start. You got a tall order
out of immigration authorities in America. Under Kristi Noem, ICE agents, shootings involving ICE agents have skyrocketed. And today's shooting was no different. Spread the word right now, so make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This evening, we have confirmation that Congresswoman Kelly, Robin Kelly from Illinois, will be filing articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Kristi Noem. Quote, Secretary Kristi Noem is an incompetent...
Right. And let me go over here real quick. Let me go over here and let's share this, right? Let's share this. This is from Robin Kelly, Congresswoman, who's also run for Senate in Illinois for this year's election. Here's what it says, right? Representative Kelly announced plans to impeach Secretary Kristi Noem. January 7th. Today, U.S. Rep. Robin Kelly, Second District, Illinois, announced plans to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem following the fatal shooting of an officer by an officer in Minneapolis. Secretary Kristi Noem is incompetent leader, a disgrace to our democracy, and I'm impeaching her for obstruction of justice, violation of public trust, and self-dealing. And why she's saying it is because Kristi Noem got up in front of the camera within hours and blame Renee Nicole Good for being a criminal, and that it was a fault of her own, and it was in self-defense, which was not true. If you look at the video, Secretary Noem wreaked havoc in the Chicago land area, and now her rogue ICE agents has unleashed the same destruction in Minneapolis, fatally shooting Renee Nicole Good, said Rep. Kelly. From Chicago to Charlotte to Los Angeles to Minneapolis, Secretary Noem is violating the Constitution while running and ending lies and separating families. And it's one thing to be incompetent and dangerous, but it's impeachable to break the rule of law. I told my constituents and Chicagoans that I would fight against Secretary Noem's agenda. This is me fighting back. This is the same Robin Kelly that wrote the bill to create a commission for black boys. Now, before the AJ seeing reds of the world will try to talk about, well, she's a stupid ass, she's dumb. Well, Negro, before you start doing your manispherian speech, AJ seeing red, since you in Chicago, maybe you might want to research the people who benefiting you before you open up your dumbass mouth. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Right? Now, Representative Kelly will file 3 articles of impeachment against Secretary Noem. 1, obstruction of Congress. Secretary Noem willfully obstruct congressional oversight and withheld Congressly appropriated funds in violations of a constitutional oath and federal law. Number 2, violation of public trust. Secretary Noem compromised public safety, violated due process of an American citizens, and direct unconstitutional actions. 3, self-dealing. Secretary Noem abused her office for personal benefit and steer federal dollars to associates. So yes, this is Congresswoman Robin Kelly putting out plans to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and I hope they expand this to Pam Bundy. I do know there is an impeachment action against Pam Bundy, and also go out to Pete himself because of his actions in Venezuela. Okay. Yeah. Speaking about this, right? Speaking about this, since we're talking about Minneapolis and Michigan and all that, right? The Midwest, somebody who used to be cheered upon in MAGA, I think the first term of MAGA, decided to rear his head up in this situation. So here comes Mr. Rittenhouse. You know, you hear all these stupid MAGA idiots make that stupid rap song. Here comes Mr. Rittenhouse. You know, the fuck around, find out crowd. Okay, here's Kyle Rittenhouse. Said this on his Twitter. After thinking about it, should I cross the state line to Minnesota? With a smiley face. Now, this is Kyle Rittenhouse. This is Kyle Rittenhouse putting this out here. In fact, I made a mistake here. Yeah, I forgot to make this big, y'all, so you can see this for yourself. There's a reason why I hate MAGA, because they produce bullshit like this. Okay? Because they create bullshit like this. Right. Right. Trying to make Kyle Rittenhouse into a hero. So Kyle Rittenhouse decided to come out from wherever place he came from and do boy, be quiet and sit down somewhere. You already made enough trouble as it is. Be quiet. Now I'm scared to go down. Well, see, somebody said, can you fake cry like a little bitch? Yeah. Now I'm scared going up in this Twitter. So can you do this again? Uh-oh. So why? So you can murder people and then cry like, oh. So you admit it. You did cross state lines. Uh-oh. This douchebag was banned from ever applying for the Marines again. Okay. Yeah. I'm for it's Twitter. It's Twitter. I have to scroll up, yo. I have to scroll up. It's Twitter. No, I gotta scroll up on that one, man. That's yeah. But yeah, let me stop sharing. Now there is a video of, you know what? Let me find that video real quick. Let me find that video real quick. Let me try to find the video of. Okay, here it is. Here, you know what? Let me go ahead and play it. Let me go ahead and play it then. But I'm trying to find the other video where she was denied medical aid. Okay, let me go ahead and play this then. Yeah, let me go ahead and play this then. So, by the way, since I'm here, right? Since I'm here, support this channel if you want. I mean, donations are appreciated. Donations are appreciated. I'm just saying. I'm not begging. I'm not like some people on YouTube begging for YouTube coins, but donations are appreciated over here. Anyway, you know what? Let me put this up here one more time. Yes. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
This is video we were showing for the first time. You're not going to see it a lot on our air because we want to make sure that when we're showing it, we're doing it with a purpose. So there's no audio here as well, and you're going to see this sort of play out. So just a warning to those who may not want to see this. You can see the vehicle there. That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda Pilot that we should be focused.
Now, notice it's an unmarked car. Now, usually the ice cars is usually white that says DHS on it. Just saying. So it's an unmarked vehicle. How you supposed to know?
Focused on here. It's about a purplish reddish color here. So let's take a look.
Agent walking up. And then there's another agent. I don't know if you can see that one right there.
Yeah, three agents involved. One was kind of closer to the front of the vehicle. The other kind of pulled on that driver's side door handle.
Yeah.
There
So again, there's no audio here. We don't know what's being said. We don't know really anything else about this woman, other than we know that she was not the target of the initial investigation. That was confirmed by the police chief. But there are some other angles of this as well that are being looked at. So that's kind of one pass of the video. And again, right. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Sorry. So there is some audio to this, and if you go online, you can see. So now you can see the vehicle is crashed.
And this is the person who shot her. This is the person who shot her. And I have seen people putting out this man's picture and everything. When you gonna cook who? Who's you talking about Sharon? A solution-based game? I'm gonna cook them. I don't got time to cook them right now. I got time to cook them right now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't care at this moment. Solution-based game. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna talk about that later on. You can't sit there and say you're anti-manosphere and you're breaking bread with angry man. Okay? You can't sit there and say that, Sharon. So yeah, I'm gonna cook Sharon for that. Yeah. Deacon B messy. Yeah, he is. So anyway, going back to the video, this guy's the one who fired the shot at her.
And according to law enforcement here in the Twin Cities, that woman was shot, and then the vehicle drove into the snow there, as you can see. So this is kind of the aftermath right now. This video is turned the other way. We want to just show you what's happening. We didn't have a lot on the front end of this, and every time we show video, we kind of like to show prior the incident and then as much after. But this is what we have, so we wanted to show it to you in full.
And this is also the first time that we are seeing this as well. So we're kind of just watching this together along with you. But
and there is other footage where a doctor from the other side of the street. I'm trying to find that video. It was the other side of the street. A doctor was trying to come in there, and they blocked that doctor from to render aid to this woman. So yeah. But anyway, I would go on more about this, but some of the footage is gruesome, and I won't show it on here. Yeah, because I see some of it on Twitter, leaking out on Twitter and such, and other social media sites. So I won't go there. But yeah. Anyway, stop sharing all of that. Yeah. So yeah. I got nothing else to say right now. Like, share, subscribe. I know I did this early, but I got to take care of this before I get things done. So like, share, subscribe, and get off of here. and I might return to this sometime tomorrow or the weekend. Yeah, possibly the weekend. So anyway, let me get off of here. Thank y'all for watching, and thank y'all people for on Twitch. Thank y'all on YouTube. Thank y'all on Rumble for watching. And I'm assuming I'm gonna do this on Twitter as well. When I get this Twitter thing paid, I'm putting this on Twitter as well. Yeah, I appreciate it. Torch Flame 777. I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.